Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. Want to improve your organization's customer service? Looking for insider tips to knock your customer socks off? Then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Yannick Grant.
Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. On today's episode, our guest is Ryan Beachum. Ryan has sought to apply his knowledge of the hospitality industry to provide desperately needed solutions. Having previously worked with some of the largest developers in the industry, Beachum saw an opportunity to serve timeshare owners beyond what was offered, and so he began building his business idea, ResortShare, from the ground up. In 2016, Ryan created Hello Vacay and has consistently led the industry in independent resort marketing and resales. Now in 2021, he is set to launch a subscription-based wholesale-priced travel membership in partnership with the Priceline Group. So without further delay, sit back, relax, plug your earphones in, and let's jump right into this awesome conversation with Ryan. Welcome, Ryan.
Hi, Yannick. Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Okay, so before we jump into the meat of the questions, we just wanted to get an idea of how it is that you got to where you are today. If you could share with us a little bit about that journey and the opportunities that presented themselves to get you to where you are today.
And did quite well all the way up until 2008. and most people know what happened in the real estate industry in 2008. The second worst economy the U.S. has certainly ever had, and I know it was bad everywhere at that time. But the interesting thing was I ran into a friend that I hadn't seen in years, actually, that I had grown up with, that was working for the largest timeshare developer. And for those of you that don't know, timeshare is really interesting in that it's kind of the combination of real estate and the hospitality industry. So although traditional real estate was not selling whatsoever in 2008, I found that people were still purchasing timeshare in spite of such a bad economy. So it provided this interesting opportunity for me to at least look and learn about, what is this timeshare product? And as a byproduct of that, I ended up getting hired from that, large developer, learning more about it. And it started this transition from real estate over to what is now fully in the hospitality industry.
Okay, so Ryan, tell us a little bit about, for those of our listeners who will be tuning into this episode, who don't know what timeshare is and have no idea what subscription-based wholesale price travel is. What does that mean to the average person?
Certainly. So my original transition was into the timeshare industry, which kind of got me into the hospitality industry. Our new platform is just, much more broad for the hospitality industry as a whole. And so we're not really focused so much specifically on one kind of sector of the hospitality industry, which is timeshare. Although, in case you don't know, timeshare is really a deeded ownership, and it's an interest in a timeshare resort. So that's really the first thing we started out in, providing solutions for that industry. And then what's happened over the last year or so is we've pivoted to actually come out with a platform with Priceline that is really for everyone, not just for the timeshare industry.
Okay. In building your business, approximately how many employees do you have in your company?
There are inside the office and outside, there's roughly 10.
Okay, so you're a small organization. How have you found just motivating your team during this period, especially as we are, trying to emerge out of a pandemic?
Yeah, that's a great question. And a lot of that has been interesting because there's been a lot more time where people haven't been working inside the office. So that's presented something different. In terms of the technology we use, it's really easy, of course, for what we do. for it all to be web-based and to communicate through the technology and all of that. But when people are working from home, I think it's really important that you have regular meetings, regular conversations with everyone, deliberate meetings that maybe you would not have if you were all in the office together, just to at least connect every single day and discuss what's going on and discuss what you want to accomplish for that day, that week, that month. So really over the last year or so, it's presented certain challenges, but communication is key. And I think as long as you're engaging with everyone on a daily basis, it makes a lot of difference.
All right. So as a customer who is looking for an opportunity to engage in Hello Vacay, what are some of the benefits or opportunities that you think exist in this particular platform versus if they were to, do another channel of hospitality, for example, like just, book their own hotel or, go through a travel agency? What are some of the opportunities that they get from utilizing your platform and doing the wholesale travel option?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we aim to do is to provide everyone with access to private travel rates that previously have not been publicly accessible. So one of the things a lot of people don't know if they haven't been in the industry, when they're going through to all these various online travel agencies that exist, some people may have noticed that if they're looking for a hotel or resort for certain dates and they go and they hunt around to different online travel agencies, they may notice that all the rates for the same resort for the same dates are pretty close to being the same. And the reason for that is resorts and hotels have agreements with online travel agencies that they will not undercut any one given public online travel agency with lower rates on a competitive site.
Okay.
So what happens, Unique, is you have kind of a flattening across the board where all the prices are basically the same on the public online travel agencies. And for people that have hunted around and looked, they likely have noticed that. And that's really because the prices are the same, that it's felt that way. So those are public rates. And then on the other hand, the other extreme is you've got the travel clubs, and there's a lot of travel clubs out there where they may be expensive to get involved with the travel club, and there's a long-term obligation, and they're paying, maintenance fees or membership fees every single year that are expensive. So they're spending a lot of money to be a part of that travel club. They may have access to some kind of private rates through that travel club, but there's so much expense and so much long-term obligation. So what we want to do is we want to sit in the middle between the public online travel agencies and between the expensive travel clubs and offer access, affordable, subscription-based, flexible access to private travel rates on the resorts and hotels' unsold rooms, combining ultimately some of the benefits that you see with the travel clubs, but without the significant expense and long-term obligation of the travel clubs. So our prices are legitimately up to 70% off all the public booking rates. So it's kind of like Netflix style pricing, flexible, affordable, and then they can access all these private wholesale rates.
Amazing. And this is for any type of hotel or does this apply to all aspects of hospitality? So airlines, hotels, and car rentals, or is it just specific to different aspects of the hospitality industry?
Yes, so we provide all three through the membership, but I'll throw out a small disclaimer. Our hotels and resort deals are really unbelievable for people that are getting registered and getting on and looking at the rate comparisons. And as they look at our rates, when it says it's 47% off a hotel, you will see as you look at the other public sites, it's legitimately 47% off. So for the hotels and rental cars, the deals are phenomenal. On the airfare, I never tell any members or people that may want to be members that our airfare deals are so amazing. They're not. We have it there. We have it there as a convenience for people. We are looking at ways that we can include big discounts on the airfare, but the margins are very different on airfare, and it's very tough to get those deals. We're going to work on it, but I don't want to tell the world that we have amazing deals on airfare when we do not. They're there for convenience for any members.
Got you. Okay. All right. So that's all about vacation wholesale travel. Can you indicate over the time that you've been in business, pretty much like what demographic do you think gravitates most towards your packages? Would you say you appeal more to everybody, or do you think you appeal more to, let's say, persons who are more mature?
Yeah, great question. So our platform really can be a benefit to anybody that wants or needs to travel, including consumers and businesses. With that said, we have a subscription-based model. So although anybody can benefit from the huge discounts that we have on our platform, we believe that all the folks maybe skewing a bit younger that are used to paying for a lot of different subscriptions. I mean, these days that's really broadening to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everybody, if you think about the streaming services, Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and all these different things, and everybody's really getting used to paying these subscriptions monthly. But maybe even more so the younger generations, the millennials, Generation Z, are really in the habit of paying for subscriptions for a lot of various things. And so we do think that they are a very good target audience for us.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so Brian, could you share with us where you see your business evolving to within the next, let's say, 3 to 5 years? How do you see the business growing even more and expanding and offering even greater value to your existing and even new customers that you may acquire over the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so what we want to be unique ultimately is the world's most affordable, flexible travel club with giving people access to private rates that they've never had before. That's what we want to be, the most affordable, flexible, subscription-based travel club. And so when I think about the long-term vision for Hello Vacay, we really are looking at three different areas of what we can offer in terms of first the inventory.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned timeshare inventory, which is these multi-room properties, right? For anybody that stayed at a timeshare, they're kind of like little apartment a lot of times, a little kitchen, separate bedrooms, washer and dryer. So for people that are traveling longer term, more than just a weekend, it's great to have separate bedrooms and to have that privacy and all of that. So we worked in the timeshare industry. We have those relationships. We can start to include some of that inventory beyond just the hotels and all of that we get from our partner Priceline. But also, in terms of the inventory, retreats, last minute deals. We are going to work on the flights, on getting, better deals on the flights. So that's the inventory. But also, we want to add in as many benefits as we can in terms of discounts on attractions, sightseeing. We want to look and see how affordably we can offer people concierge service, perhaps VIP lounge access. These are all things that we're working on to ultimately provide our members. I don't have a date for all of these benefits yet, but these are all things that we're exploring right now beyond just the access to the private rates. And then finally, beyond the different sources of discounted inventory, and besides the benefits that we're working on providing, we really want to focus on building some interesting technology that we think is going to be really useful to consumers. Some people have heard of a kind of new emerging term used called conversational commerce. A lot of us are now seeing not only on sites, but sometimes on Facebook Messenger and things like that, where companies are using more and more improved chatbot technology and those kinds of things. That some of that technology is getting really good through using, artificial intelligence and those kinds of things, is able to really make a good customer service accessible using the technology. Now, I would never, in this day and age, just rely on chatbots and that kind of thing for customer service. It's you got to have real humans backing that,
Mm-hmm.
but you do want to. I think you can provide a lot of easy access on multiple social media platforms, WhatsApp, all these different things where the conversational commerce, the chatbots have gotten very good. We want to offer, decentralized rewards for people, and so there's a lot of interesting technology that we'd like to build as well. So it's really three things for us. It's being an aggregate for various different sources of highly discounted inventory for people's membership. It's adding in benefits for people, and it's building world-class technology for our consumers.
All right. Sounds awesome. Okay, Ryan, could you share with us what's the one online resource, tool, website, or app that you absolutely can't live without in your business?
Yes, I can. And there's really a couple, but there's one that stands out to me as a business
Mm-hmm.
owner more than any other that organizes my brain, and it's called Trello. Now,
I know Trello.
Trello. I don't own any interest in Trello. Okay, disclaimer. I don't own any shares in their parent company or anything like that. But honestly, in recent years, for me, the style of service that is, which is actually derived from Japan. It's a Kanban board, and for me, and the way I think, it's huge in organizing my ideas and thoughts, and so it's if for people that haven't been exposed to Trello, and you have anything that you want to, any kind of project or your business, or even just for personal use, I highly recommend it. It's a series of columns where you move cards around, and so for me, it's like putting my brain into a digital format. It's like I'm just moving
Yeah.
around all the different thoughts I have, and I don't know what I'd do without it.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, so we'll have the link to Trello in the show notes of this episode. Can you also share with us maybe one or two books that have had the biggest impact on you? It could have been a book that you read a very long time ago, but it still resonates with you to this day, or maybe even a book that you've read recently, but it has just really impacted you greatly.
Yeah, if I had to say the one book that has had the biggest impact on my life, that to me um, is just a profound book, and a lot of people know it and have read it, is a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Mm-hmm. Great book.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So a lot of people are familiar with Eckhart Tolle now. When I first read that a long time ago, not as many people knew who he was, or what that book was. But for me, the way that that book is delivered, I think is beautiful. And of course, we know when you read it, it's really based around a lot of Buddhist philosophies and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. But I believe, without getting too philosophical on
Mm-hmm.
you, I believe that the ability to have a high quality of consciousness and staying present, whether it's in your personal life or whether you're working, and having that presence is very important, because no matter what you do or how successful you are, if you're not present, as Eckhart Tolle always puts it, if instead of us using our minds, we have gotten into a kind of disease of our minds using us.
Mm-hmm.
So it was meant to be that we use our mind as a tool, but our minds have kind of went on overdrive where we're overthinking everything and it's just kind of on autopilot. And what that does, I believe, is it reduces our quality of consciousness. And of course, with that is people that are depressed and anxious because they're always either living in the past or they're living in the future. So I love that book. It's, I'd have to say, my favorite of all time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you for sharing. Now, could you also share with us what's the one thing that's going on in your life right now? Something that you're really excited about, either something you're working on to develop yourself or your people.
Yeah, so obviously, one of the things I want to do in having this conversation is, of course, I want to plug my business. Of course, anybody's on here, but truly, that aside, yes, of course, I want to tell people about my business, but truly, I'm really excited about it because I've never seen another, and I don't know why this is, but I've never seen another travel platform offer this product in this way, in such an affordable way. So, as an entrepreneur that's had different products and services over the years, never have I been able to offer more value so affordably. I mean, people that have signed up for our service, will pay, $8.95 a month, $8.95 a month, or they're paying $79 for a year. Well, if someone pays $79 a year and they can save more than that booking just a weekend through our platform. So to me, I'm really jazzed about that. I'm really excited about that right now because I've never had a product to offer the world that had such tremendous value over what the price is. It's just very exciting to me.
Okay. All right. So, Ryan, our listeners would have plugged into this episode and they are quite intrigued with Hello Vacay. They want to learn more about it. They want to maybe connect with you, follow you on your journey. Where can they find you online and how can they find Hello Vacay online?
Yeah, it really, people can look up on any of the major social media platforms, Hello Vacay, which is obviously the word hello, and then short for vacation is Vacay, Vacay, and can go to any of them and do a search and easily find our presence on social media. Of course, they can go to hellovacay.com. And then, the thing I wanted to do, I'm going to be on a few podcasts, and only for the podcast, I wanted to give any of your listeners, I wanted to offer them a free year, not a free week, not a free month. I want everyone to just try this for a year over just using the public online travel agencies. So what we've done here is we've set up a promotional page, and it's hellovacay.com /free year. So it's hellovacay.com /free year. And so all I am asking people to do, please, is it'll give you some steps on there. This page is set up just for these podcasts. You will see a link to a post on there that you can share to either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you just take a screenshot of it, it's got a little section on that page where you can upload a screenshot. And once you upload the screenshot, it will redirect you and give you a free year. People are paying $79 every day for a year's access, and I want to just give it to everyone for free. I just ask that people just share, kind of spread the gospel of the new platform. So if people are willing to do that from the promotional page, I think you'll really enjoy using it. And if you plan on doing any traveling at all, it's going to save you a boatload of money. So
awesome. All right. So we'll definitely have that as a link in the show notes of this episode. So hopefully all of our listeners can tap into that awesome resource. Thank you so much, Ryan, extending that to our listeners. I'm definitely going to take advantage of it myself. I'll start to train for you.
Yes, please do, Unique, and also, give me some feedback. We're always working to improve and all that, but I hope everyone really enjoys it and saves a lot of money. And I know everybody's excited to get out there and start traveling again, right? We've all a lot of us have just felt like we've been behind bars for so long. So I hope everybody gets out and starts traveling again.
Just doing it safely, of course.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Okay, Ryan, before we wrap our episodes up, we always like to ask our guests, do you have a quote or a saying that during times of adversity or challenge, you'll tend to revert to this quote? It kind of helps to get you back on track or keep you refocused. Do you have one of those?
I do. So I think there's a lot of quotes that I really like. But one that I've reflected on a number of times, especially when we think about the pandemic and all that and all the adversity that people go through, is Winston Churchill once said, "If you're going through hell, keep going." And I think that is a beautiful quote because we all have trials and tribulations in life, and so. There are some people, unfortunately, that give up and they're kind of stuck in that one place. And so I think that's kind of a simple but profound way of saying, if you're going through hell, keep going and you'll come out the other side and things will improve through your persistence.
Wonderful. All right. So we will definitely have that Winston Churchill quote in this episode. Thank you so much, Ryan, for taking time out of your very busy schedule, for sharing all of these great nuggets on Hello Vacay and timeshare, explaining how it works, explaining the benefits of utilizing your platform that is affording customers an extremely greater discount than they would if they were to access through the public travel agencies. And we're definitely open to this opportunity, especially to the free offer that you've offered to our listeners. And we really appreciate you just taking the time and sharing with us today.
Thank you, Nick. It's been such a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to hearing back from everyone that's using the platform and all that. But thank you so much for your time.
All right. Just want to remind our listeners that you can hop onto Facebook and join our private Facebook group, Navigating the Customer Experience Community. And feel free to follow us on Twitter at NavigatingCX. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant. We also have a new book available on Amazon, The ABCs of a Fantastic Customer Experience. It's available in ebook and paperback. So if you want to increase revenue in your organization, build a stronger service culture, and create employees or develop employees who are really mastering service delivery in your business, you need to grab a copy of this book. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant.
Thanks for listening. For more awesome resources to take your customer service game to another level, head over to navigatingthecustomerexperience.com. See you next time.